responsibility, and we shall do so.
Question number 5, Drew Smith.
To ask the First Minister what steps the Scottish Government is taking to address the growing demand for food banks.
First Minister.
Well, it's clear from the recent Citizen Advice Scotland publication that voices from the front line the rising demand for food parcels, that the damaging cuts to welfare being imposed by the UK Government are already having a negative impact on the most vulnerable people in our communities and placing them at greater risk of poverty. The report clearly also underlined the urgent need for decisions about welfare to be taken here in Scotland. The Scottish Government is preparing and doing what we can to protect Scotland from these Tory policies within the powers we have. For example, we are now working closely with COSLA and local authorities individually to develop new arrangements for the Social Fund, which will better support those who repeatedly find themselves in crisis and have to rely currently on food parcels.
Drew Smith.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. The reason most often given for needing a food parcel is indeed benefit issues, yet a significant percentage increase last year was also due to unemployment. The Scottish Government has important powers to assist job creation and could do more to promote the living wage to assist the 50% of those receiving food parcels who are actually in work. So when will the First Minister set out his plans with COSLA to use those new powers and resources that he is getting through the successor to the Social Fund, specifically on crisis loans, to tackle a situation which the new head of Citizens Advice Scotland, Margaret Lynch, has rightly described as Dickensian, but which this Parliament should understand as a call to action?
First Minister.
Well, obviously, we're having the discussions with COSLA with the view of publishing what we're going to try and do. And I think Drew Smith should give some credit to both COSLA and this Government on these matters. After all, it was through these discussions that we found a way to mitigate the harmful impact of the council tax rebate cuts, which have been transferred, of course, council tax benefit to Scotland, but done, as everywhere else, with a 10% cut in the overall amount. And the work we're doing with COSLA to protect people against that cut, I think, should be some acknowledgement. And that's the same thing we will do as far as looking with COSLA to work to mitigate the impact of the Social Fund. But, you know, I'm going to say to Drew Scott, the belief that we have, I beg his pardon, I was going to say to Drew Smith, the belief that we have the ability to change and mitigate and transform the whole range of benefit cuts that are coming down the road from the UK Government is not possible. The UK Government's benefit cuts, as currently envisaged, and let me say Margaret Curran made the point just last week when saying that they're going to have a brutal effect in Scotland, are of a consequence which is outside the capability in terms of the budgets that we have. And the solution to it, and this is what Labour members had better understand, the solution to it is to have control over these matters here in this Parliament so as we can devise policies for the benefit of the Scottish people.
Question number 6.